Hi, we're Blake and Brittany.
On our channel, Average Family Abroad, we like to show a little bit of our life here in southern Ecuador.
Today we're actually hanging out at one of our favorite local restaurants. And what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to talk about 5 things that we miss
5 things
from life in the United States. There really aren't that many things in reality. You hear us talk a lot about everything we love about Ecuador and our life here. But there are, of course, some things that we do yearn for on occasion or
do miss
talk
sure.
about wistfully. Fewer and fewer, as the years go by. And we're just really, settled into life here. And, most of the things that we miss have an upside also. Like, oh, we missed that, but if we had that, we wouldn't have this. But without further ado, here are 5 things that we do sometimes long for, just a little bit.
All right, so 5 things that we miss from the United States. Number 1.
Second-hand shops.
Ah, yes.
So there's not really a big, thrift shop culture here.
They don't want old things. They want new things.
And
Second hand or segunda mano is not a common
thing. Or if you're going to buy something secondhand, which is fine, like a car or down to like a pair of shoes, you're going to do it one thing at a time over like Facebook Marketplace. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go into this giant palatial thrift shop and browse and come away with all sorts of weird, wonky treasures. And I like the treasure hunt. I like antique shops. I don't know anything about antiques, but I like the thought of like buying something that has history to it. And you won't find that here very often. In fact, when we were building our house, when we were talking with our builder, it was so fun, picking out things, but everything was new. And it's like, I want something old, something with history, something with a story, that harkens back to the Ecuador of yore. And there's not really anything like that.
Well, a good example, not of secondhand shops, but just of old stuff not being around anymore is, Loja, it's been here since the 1500s. Been here the town itself has been here for a long time, 500 years. And so in that time, you'd imagine they have a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
But like blacksmithing stuff, trying to find old blacksmithing tools or old anvils and stuff like that, impossible. Like no one has them, or if they have them, nobody cares, and it's probably buried in some old building somewhere that no one's been in 30 years.
And most of the decorations in people's house, are more modern. It's funny, they always joke that the foreigners want to come down here and build in the traditional, Andean, what do we call it, kind of Spanish Andean style. The red tiles, exposed wood. But Ecuadorians build modern homes.
They want modern, yeah.
And so it's just, I miss being able to walk into like a Goodwill or a Value Village and just kind of peruse and see all the weird things and buy, cheap clothes for the kids.
I was say buying stuff for the kids. That's why when we go back to the States, we fill up suitcases full of clothes from Goodwill. To bring down for them here.
Because you can find, there's a few stores that they call them actually American stores, and it is secondhand clothes brought down from the United States typically, but it's like a premium price. It's not like they have dollar deals cheap or anything. So you'll find the occasional place, but it's definitely not a big part of the culture. And we kind of miss that treasure hunt. So Number 2.
Access to books.
Yeah, we're a big reading family. Books are super important to us. And slight critique of modern Ecuadorian culture is they don't read very much. And obviously that's a huge generalization, and some people read tons. But by and large, books are not prioritized. And not that they're prioritized by everybody in the United States, because certainly that's not true. But there are not very many public libraries. Maybe there are in
the cities,
bigger cities. Loja, I don't believe. They don't have a public library system. There might be a couple random libraries.
And the universities obviously have libraries.
Vilcabamba has a small library.
Run by foreigners, right?
Yeah, but by and large, there's just not a lot of access to books. You'll go into, a store in Loja, there are some bookshops, or like some of the larger supermarkets, kind of everything stores, like a Walmart type of store, will have books. They're pretty expensive, and we like to be surrounded by books. So we do miss the public libraries in the United States.
Yeah.
And like our kids' school, they don't have a school library. The schools don't have libraries. The classrooms don't have books. And so that's something that we're actually hoping to do more of is put more books in the hands of kids here. It's sort of a dream.
But yeah, so one thing we do often is people, friends, family, people we know will send books to people we know who are coming down to visit us, and they'll bring down books, right? And then we'll usually hand out as gifts or to kids in the community. Books in Spanish, yeah. And then access to books too in English, right? Obviously there isn't any down here. So that's the reason we brought 30 some odd boxes of books when we moved down.
And we also have Kindles, which is huge. We're able to access, our library system on our Kindles, which has been like phenomenal. That's a huge blessing. So we can continue to read new books too, not just reading what we have. So
yeah.
But there aren't books kind of all around us, and we miss that.
Okay. Number 3, coffee to go.
So this isn't unique to Ecuador at all, but like there's not a drive-through coffee. I don't think there's any drive-through coffee stand, like literally.
Well, there's not really any drive-through culture
Okay,
either,
there's no drive-through anything.
Yeah.
But, in the United States, we had several, every corner has a different, especially in Seattle, a different drive-through coffee shop, or even just a Starbucks you could pop into and get coffee, which now we wouldn't even want their coffee, but
yeah,
because now we're spoiled.
To put this kind of in perspective in terms of Starbucks, the first Starbucks in Ecuador just opened a few months ago in Quito, in the capital, and so they haven't even had a Starbucks for the 20 plus years of Starbucks history, or more than that now. Wow.
And you don't see people on the street with like cups of coffee. Or in their car with a cup of coffee, partly because people are all driving manuals almost exclusively.
It is hard to drink
yeah. And they just, when you're going to have a cup of coffee with someone, you sit down and have a cup of coffee with someone.
Yeah, coffee is a social thing as well. So you're sitting down like a coffee shop, right? But in homes.
Or out in a restaurant, sure. But not to go. There are a few places you can get coffee to go, but that's very much like a Western concept, and we appreciate, like I said, everything has an upside, all these things we miss, and we appreciate the relational, sit down and have a cup of coffee, but we also like coffee in the car. Of course, we have travel mugs. We make coffee at home and take our coffee with us.
We're very intentional with our coffee mugs, our travel mugs,
because you can't just plan your trip around a quick drive through a coffee shop. You'll be very disappointed. So
yes.
All right, number 4, we've called this one peaches and parsnips because we always say like everything grows here, right? Everything grows. Things that you can't even imagine grow here. It's incredible. But certain things don't grow here at the same time.
Very few things grow, or they could grow in different regions.
Yeah.
They just don't grow them here.
Yeah. And so a couple examples of that, well, anything that really requires a frost to thrive, it doesn't freeze here. So you're not going to have a frost. So that is different. I don't know enough about agriculture, I guess, to say, but
not a lot of things like apples. There are some apples, but not a lot.
Not at where we live, up a little higher.
Higher, yeah.
A little higher up, they have them. Peaches, they have small duraznos, small little peaches that are more like apricots. What they don't have, at least what I have not seen, like big, fat, juicy North American peaches ever here.
Yeah.
Some nectarines that don't fall too short of the mark, but I would love to see. They have canned peaches.
Yeah.
They don't have very many canned fruits at all, so it's actually really funny that they have canned peaches. But that's like a delicacy, like a dessert.
Yeah.
And also parsnips. Okay, if you've never had a parsnip and you have the opportunity to, if you're in North America, you should, because they're delicious. And they don't have parsnips here. And parsnips really require a frost, from what I understand, to grow really well. They have carrots, like plain old carrots.
Lots of root vegetables.
They have something called white carrots, which are not parsnips. I thought they were. No, they're not parsnips. They're literally white carrots. Totally different flavor. So they also don't have maple syrup. You can import it, or certain stores will sell it at a premium price, but it's not like cultivated here because it doesn't freeze. Yeah,
no, there's no maple trees here to tap for the winter. But yeah, it's just little things.
And we have passion fruits, to make up for the lack of peaches or whatever.
Yeah, we have everything in the world apart from those things.
But we still have a taste for those things, having you know had access to them in the past. So I don't think.
One funny example though I have to share is, so if you know anything about Washington State in the Northwest, they are one of the largest growers of apples in all of the United States in North America. And we went to the supermarket here probably shortly after moving. And we looked at the big, juicy apples that the supermarket was selling. Where are they from?
Like the little Ecuadorian apples.
They were from Chelan, Washington, right?
Really funny.
So that was a crack up. We come all the way to Ecuador to get Washington apples.
Yeah. But of course, you get Ecuadorian bananas in Washington.
True. So. Yep. Number 5, anonymity.
So I think I probably miss this more than Blake does, because I grew up in the Northwest where this is very much our culture. But here, a lot of places, it's not super possible just to walk into a store, mind your own business, make your purchase. And you don't even have to talk to someone in the United States to make a purchase. You can do it all without saying a word to anybody. And, you know, here, no, there's always like a human component involved in that, which again, like there's upsides to that, right? But most shops here, like you're literally doing business with the shop owner. Now the larger supermarkets, like in Loja, for example, you get your cart, you go up and down the aisles, you know, until you get to the checkout portion, you can kind of keep to yourself. But any smaller shop in Loja, or of course in the Campo, you're like speaking to a person and requesting an item, and you can't just get in and out if you don't feel like being social. So, and
this is one of those things that ties back culturally, that this specific to the Pacific Northwest. That's hard to say.
Wow.
Like that culture, a large part of that culture, right, is very individualized, very withdrawn. Not what do they call it? Seattle freeze.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm a friendly person, but I went to college in Western Pennsylvania, and I quickly got a reputation, I guess, for being standoffish, which was a surprise to me, or because I was acting pleasant in my mind, just because we kind of keep to ourselves. We keep our eyes averted. And my whole theory on that is because it rains a lot, but no one uses umbrellas. And so to keep water from getting in your eye, you kind of walk just slightly, you know, like this, down, head down, and you don't, you know, smile and make eye contact at strangers on the sidewalk. That's super weird. Wave at people.
And also culturally in the United States, more, not all the United States, but most of the United States, right? Everything is a transaction. Everything is business, right? Like I'm coming in here to buy something from you and leaving. Whereas here, everything is relational. Everything is relational. So even if you're stepping into a store for the first time ever,
you're going to greet the shop owner.
You're gonna,
for sure.
Yeah, you're going to greet people, have pleasantries. You may have a conversation, especially foreigners like us, right? There'll always be questions. Oh, where are you from? That kind of thing. And so here, there's, especially being foreigners, there's no anonymity at all. It's really funny in town because we'll go around, or I'll drive around town, and every single person knows my name. I don't know who anyone, well, I know a lot of people are, but still, like everyone knows who we are without us knowing. Unfortunately, you know, some of these people, that we want to meet everyone, of course.
Anyway, so that's just like a small subset of a few things that, sometimes we miss, despite like the wonderfulness of life here. Nowhere is perfect, and some of these things are easily mitigated or substituted, or just kind of puzzled over. But no, we love life here, and we're not suffering in any way.
We wouldn't trade what we have here to get those things back.
No.
But those things can come here in a large part, and mostly books, secondhand shops, coffee to go, even bring in peaches and parsnips.
You can't bring in parsnips.
You can bring them in.
How are you going to bring in a parsnip?
You're going to process it first.
Well, that's gross.
Okay.
You got to roast a parsnip.
Well, roasted and sealed, hermetically sealed.
That doesn't sound
No,
appealing.
It does not sound appealing. But anyways, most of these things we could probably figure out things.
Or like
I'm just kind of rambling.
Live without parsnips.
Yeah, live without parsnips. All right.
When we go back to the United States, like these are the things we're pursuing: peaches, parsnips, clothes, secondhand clothes, old things.
Yeah.
Well, remember the first thing when we went back last time, and what was the thing the boys really wanted to do? Like the first thing on their list?
Oh, the junkyard.
They wanted to go to a junkyard.
Yeah, they wanted to go to a junkyard,
which is not something we ever did in the United States, anyways. I don't know where they got that idea from.
No.
But
yeah.
So we always hit the thrift shops. and we don't talk to people in the stores.
I talk to everyone. Yeah. I'm from Arizona, where we talk to everyone
different.
anyway, so very good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks so much for sitting through this, and we hope it was entertaining and interesting.
I hope you appreciate what you have.
Yeah, that too.
No matter where you are in the world, count your blessings.
Yeah, very true. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow us. You can visit our website at averagefamilyabroad.com.
Oh, yeah, we have a website.
We have a website now, and we'll be soon putting some stuff up on our shop, our Shopify.
Yeah.
So you can be watching out for that.
Coffee's coming.
So, yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.